I thought I'd drop by and see how you were doing. Your room is very nice, bigger than mine. Yeah, I don't have a desk. I have a chair in the corner though. Oh, you do too. Mine is a bit cramped for 2 weeks. I guess you got lucky. Have you settled in? Almost ready for bed? No. What's wrong? What do you mean nothing's working? Have you logged in with the chip? No, that's just a key card for the door and the lights. You have to use your implant. Here, hold your wrist up to the scanner. There you go. The replicator is activated now. And if you do the same over here, by the terminal. There, see? Everything is working. Don't be embarrassed. It's fine. You had no way of knowing. When you travel between Torona and Serene, it's usually on the Nomad, am I right? Yes, I thought so. The Nomad is very different from this ship. It varies a bit, of course, but in general, in-system ships tend to be older than interstellar ships. Not all of them, but almost all of the interstellar commercial ships are new. We haven't been doing this for very long, you know. Commercial flights from one system to another. 15 years or so? And the Torona Antior run was established only last year. So this ship is top of the line, almost brand new. It's bound to be different from the old haulers and the in-system ships people are used to. I brought this. It's the defragmenter parts. They need to be assembled, or reassembled, really. Oh, it won't take that long. Few hours, maybe. I just need to get it done before we arrive. Why I have to do it? Because the android couldn't. It should have been done already, but every single portal bracket came out wrong. I had to take them all apart again, and now I have to start over and do it myself. They're all a little different, see? Yeah, it has to be done by hand. The android just doesn't get it. A little tedious, but I don't really mind. It would be nice to do it at a desk, so I don't have to spread all these tiny parts all over my bed. No, it doesn't have to be now. I have 2 weeks to do a couple of hours worth of assembling. But if I could borrow your desk at some point, I would appreciate it. I don't quite know why I brought this with me now. Just in case we both had trouble sleeping, I guess. Yeah, I do. Relatively often. My circadian rhythm is all messed up. I do feel a bit tired, but I still can't sleep. How about you? Are you all right? You look tense. You're nervous about the space travel. Really? No, I don't think it's silly. I didn't expect you to feel that way. You've traveled in system plenty of times. Why are you nervous now? The jump. Oh yeah, you've never traveled through hyperspace before, have you? And the jump starts tomorrow, when we're far enough out from the planet. I don't know. I've never understood exactly how they do it. I have tried to read up about it, but it's very different from what I work with. It requires a lot of precise calculations. I understand that much. We have to emerge at exactly the right spot in the solar system we're going to. Not too far out, or the journey to our destination will be too long and we'll run out of fuel. Not too far in, or we risk getting caught in a gravity well. No, you can't use the same calculations twice. Planets move, stars move, the whole galaxy rotates around its axis. Nothing is ever in the same place for long, so the calculations have to be made anew with every trip. I trust that the ship's navigator knows what they're doing. Yeah, I've done it plenty of times now. Interstellar travel doesn't worry me. Oh, it did a bit in the beginning. The first few journeys I took, but not anymore. What it feels like. There's a slight rumbling for a minute or two. The engine hum gets a bit deeper, and the stars disappear. It's just a darkness outside the windows. Yeah, it's a bit like being between worlds, between universes, really. I look forward to it, actually. I've come to enjoy it. Well, I like it because I guess I enjoy being outside of space and time. It's like a break from reality. Radio silence for 2 weeks. And then we pop back into reality and continue where we left off. Just, in a different solar system. I don't feel like we're traversing any distance at all. It's more like we're in our own little bubble for a while, sheltered from the world. We can breathe, relax, catch up on whatever. Yeah, like these defragmented parts. But I'm also looking forward to hopefully getting enough sleep for once, reading a few physical books, and exploring the ship, of course. There's plenty to spend your hard-earned money on here, that's for sure. But yeah, a break from the world outside. That's what I like about it. Yeah, I brought physical books again. Just a few. It's my hobby, okay? I know my pad can hold thousands of books, but it just doesn't feel the same. I like the smell and feel of a real paper book, and I like collecting them. But you're not a big reader, are you? Any shows you wanna catch up on during transit instead? No, you don't have to use your pad. Use this. It's not a real window, you know. It's a view screen. It can show you the outside. Or you can watch a movie or anything else. Or you can set it to an ambient background. A forest. An ocean. The view you have right now of Torona and the moon. Or let's see what's in their media library. Yes, here it is. The night sky seen from Serene. Should I leave it on this setting? Okay. Look, I understand that talking about this doesn't help. You will continue to be tense and too alert to fall asleep, unless you can manage to forget about it and shift your focus. Yes, I know. Easier said than done. Your amygdala often works against you. It's like this book I saw once in an antique shop. An ancient self-help book called You Must Relax. So here's my suggestion instead. Since both of us have trouble sleeping, why don't I stay for a while? I'll use the desk, get started on the reassembly job, and you get into bed. I'll tuck you in. There, nice and cozy, and I'll just sit here and tinker and practice my small talk skills. Is that okay? And if you fall asleep, I'll just leave as quietly as I can. And you don't mind if I talk, do you? I could whisper if you prefer. To be honest, I have a hard time working in silence. When my mind works, my mouth has to express it. Yes, I talk to myself quite a lot. I try to avoid it in public, though. But it is difficult for me to think quietly, without sound. All right, I'll dim the lights, except the desk lamp. Close your eyes and let my mindless small talk lull you to sleep. I should start by sorting all of this. So many tiny parts. Do you remember the first time we met? When I visited your colony for the first time? It was also the first time I'd traveled off planet. A lot of firsts for me. An exchange student there to study Serene. affected the ecosystems on Serene, but to see it with my own eyes, to feel it, that was something very different. How old is your colony? A little over 300 years. I always thought it was strange how you had already developed a mythology, a spiritual system based on the gas giant. But when I saw it, when I had its massive shape above my head, in the sky, every day, it is a much more tangible presence than just the sun in the sky. So many colors, so vibrant, and the surface constantly moving and changing. And for you, that's just normal. The sky must seem empty without it. On Antior, it will just be the sun in the sky, nothing else. Torona has a moon at least. Antior has no satellite. You can always go back, you know. No choice have to be permanent, or very few at least. You have to remember that when you make a big, important choice, when you change your life in a monumental way, you will still have options. Sorry for just calling it the gas giant, by the way. I cannot pronounce it correctly in your language. Our name for it is just numbers and letters. That seems a bit disrespectful when I know you think of it as a protector. Well, you're not wrong. A gas giant like that has an enormous gravitational field. It attracts most of the stray asteroids and other space debris that could otherwise have hit other planets, one of the inhabited ones. It just swallows them up, and they're gone. And the rest of us are kept safe. On Antior, there might not be much to look at in the sky, except new constellations, entirely different mythologies. But there's a lot to explore if you cast your eyes downward. I came to Serene to study the ecosystem and the colony's adaptations to it, especially how you modified replicator technology. Antior is a forest planet.